Thank you so much for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. We are a conscious talk show to learn about self empowerment, the law of attraction, creating financial abundance, metaphysics, and natural health. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Awakening with Katina Love. Today we have a special returning guest, Suzanne Young, author and intuitive life coach. Her website is personalsuccessprograms.com. Welcome back, Suzanne. How are you?
Oh, I'm excited to be back, Katina. I mean, it's always fun. Like have said before, it just feels like I'm talking with a friend, a like-minded friend who has the same focus about helping humanity, for
Abs-
sure.
Absolutely. And I think we met on Facebook. What attracted me to you was being that you're a teacher of law of attraction too, just like I am.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
into Abraham Hicks and you're high vibration and positivity.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I like minds always find a way to connect with each other, don't they? It's always about like attracts like. So that's how we first began our journey, getting to know each other, and me having the pleasure of being on your talk show, and how fun that you're celebrating 5 years. Just look how long you have been focused on helping more people than just one at a time by having a radio talk show. That's it's powerful in itself, and I have to give you credit for that, for continuing moving forward and not ever giving up on that dream that you had.
Yes, absolutely. It's so needed on the planet right now, and it doesn't even seem like it is. It has been 5 years. We are
Time flies.
celebrating our fifth year anniversary this month, January 2019, and we started 5 years ago on Blog Talk Radio, and I had no intention whatsoever of having a talk show or a YouTube channel. Just a source of
Yeah, it's so interesting all the time. All the time. Very interesting how things unfold, and how our sometimes we don't even realize what our passions are going to even evolve into until we just take a step in one direction, like you starting your blog talk.
Yes,
That's very cool.
absolutely. So the theme this month is raising the consciousness on the planet. So, what are you doing? What are your favorite things that you're doing to raise the consciousness of humanity with all the stuff you're doing?
Well, there are a couple of new things I'm doing this year. And one of the things, just like you, I stepped into becoming a contributing writer for Women to Women Michigan
Oh,
Magazine, which was really fun because when I
yeah.
first met the owner, Deborah Collins, we were brought together because of the result of you doing my first interview with you on your
Mm.
talk show way back in whatever year that
Two,
was.
2 years ago? It doesn't
Yeah,
even
I
seem
think
like
so.
it.
I know, time flies.
I
And
know.
because she just happened to be sitting, wanting to pass a little time, went up on YouTube and listened to my interview, my very first one with you. She reached
Hmm.
out to me and said, "Oh, she was looking for an expert in law of attraction. Would I be interested in being featured in her magazine?" Which was like so law of attraction. Like how that would be the. It was just a total surprise. I think you aired it on a Monday, and on a Tuesday she called me and reached out and said, "Oh, I didn't know you'd written a book, and I'm looking for." So it's just lovely how that all unfolded. So thank you for introducing me to her, where I
Aw.
did have the pleasure of being featured in her magazine. And then a year later, she asked me if I wanted to be a contributing writer. So that's been fun. And what I love about that, as far as answering your question, how am I helping to raise the consciousness of the planet? I think, I've always looked at it first with just helping myself.
Hmm.
There's no way I can help other people. I've learned through the course of my journey until I've learned to help myself first. And if you had asked me this question years ago, I don't even know that that question would have had any meaning to me, because when you're
Hmm.
really stuck living a life of a lot of miserable, painful stuff going on, you don't think about the big picture, what's life all about, and what's consciousness. I mean, I probably would have thought back then, what's consciousness? Well, when you're in your body, you're able to speak, you're looking into someone's eyes, you communicate, you're conscious in your body. And then, let's say you get knocked out, or you have an accident, or any other terrible illness where you're not conscious anymore, you're not what happens to that? I never would have thought of any of that. So it's a big topic. And, how you help the planet raise our consciousness. Even when I first started, I wouldn't have thought that big, because it sounds like a
Right.
big thing to do,
Task.
a big task. And so what I've learned over the years is, anytime anything seems huge to me, big, or like, I don't know how I could possibly do that, I like to break it down into simpler thoughts and a new perspective that helps me get at ease with
Mm-hmm.
the next step I'm going to take. So helping people, my journey has always been, since the time I began to help myself, is to help others become self-empowered and learn how to change the quality of their life by changing the quality of their thoughts. And
Mm-hmm.
even if they're not into law of attraction and aren't drawn to understanding this beautiful naturally occurring law, that your thoughts are producing energy that are attractive in nature, even if that doesn't intrigue them like it did intrigue me totally. I felt like
Mm-hmm.
that was the missing ingredient to having a happiness, a
Yeah.
success in life. So that I needed that detail. But one of the new things I'm doing this year, besides writing more, writing for the magazine, I really I think I'm bubbling up writing another book. There's something in there that wants to come out.
That's awesome.
And so I know that when I published my book, I had a message that I wanted to share with more than just one person at a time, or in small group settings. Like Kevin and I have always done these workshops together,
Mm-hmm.
and we help a handful of people. Also, in the last few years, or even over all the years, I've been asked to do a speaking engagement here and there at churches and various other places, organizations, women organizations. But I realized that, wow, this is fun for me. I love talking about what I love, of course. That's why
Yeah.
I love being with you here on your show. And so why not step into owning to owning that I love being an inspirational, motivational speaker, and becoming a professional speaker is something that is unfolding one little step at a time for me. But it's a fun idea, and if I can help more people, awaken themselves and just want to learn how to have a better life, how fun is that? Because it all begins with asking what, and for me, it all began that way too, because, I didn't start my own exploring and my own self-empowerment and discovering the law of attraction and the power of your thoughts until I asked myself one moment at a miserable time, what do I need to learn
Mm-hmm.
about myself or about life so I never have another painful relationship? Nobody wants to repeat painful experiences. And finally, when you have enough of them, or a big enough one, when you start asking yourself, which is really only is the same thing as asking the universe, because when you're talking to yourself, the consciousness within you, you're talking to the bigger consciousness of the universe, which we're
Yeah.
all connected in. And
Mm-hmm.
asking is the beginning. And that's, how what I've learned is I love working with people who are asking, who are wanting more,
Mm-hmm.
who want a better life, who want
Yeah.
to understand the power they have within, who don't want to live in the journey of life as good luck or bad luck. I mean, that's just not fun at all, to think that the only way you can go through life is just having some good luck and bad luck, and every now and then you just hope it's more good luck.
Right.
That's what I used to think until I became empowered with the knowledge of, oh my goodness, my thoughts, what I'm thinking
Yeah.
is laying the foundation for my life experience. If it's not feeling good, wow, let me choose some new ways of thinking so that I can feel better and then start attracting a better feeling life.
Absolutely. Wow. How long have you been on your journey now? With
I started in 2004 when I found out that the second husband had a whole double life going on, had another house in another city with a girlfriend, and I was busy,
Wow.
working hard, running a business we had together, and really not living in denial, thinking that somehow life might get better. He would stop drinking somehow, and we would have a happy life in the end. But that's really was the wake up call I needed, which I look back on it now and I'm very thankful for. I
Yeah.
needed the bigness of that experience for me to say, oh, what do I need to learn? And then within a short length of time, really short, I was asked the CEO of a company I was working with. I had two businesses, that one in the daytime, a retail business with that husband, and then I was doing selling lingerie at home parties, undercover wear, which was a whole lot of fun. Thank God I had that funness in my life. And I reached out to the CEO of that company and said, help, I don't know what to do. My life's falling apart. And she referred me to an attorney who
Mm-hmm.
then referred me to a meditation class. And that was the beginning of me stepping into spirituality. So I'm thankful, very thankful that I had the bigness of that experience so that I could reach out and ask somebody for help. And that's what I love, and you do too. When somebody asks us for help,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, if we've been through something that we can bring some enlightened thoughts to them, there's no more joy than that, helping people become self-empowered with more knowledge, because I guess I've learned there's a lot of benefit to lots of knowledge, but what you do with that knowledge becomes wisdom, and that's what I love to share,
That is
wisdom.
absolutely amazing. Isn't it amazing when you go through the experiences and you get to that point where you say enough is enough. I have to do something. You take yourself on that journey. You invest in your personal development and your spirituality, and now you're at the place where you can help other people. So it's like you've already
Yeah,
been through what other people are going through, and so now you can help them get
I
through
always
what they're going through.
it's so true. I mean, I always respect someone who walks their talk. I mean, you can talk a big story and you can talk a lot of information, but until you really walked what you're talking about, when you've really taken the steps and lived it and become one with it, that's when you really you can share from your heart, your wisdom, your knowledge,
Yeah.
and knowing that it worked for you. That's the greatest gift, that you can then say with confidence, well, maybe it'll work for you too. Here's what I did. And that's what I love.
So tell us about your book, Stepping into the Life of Joy.
Yeah, so yeah, I wrote that book. Wow, I started being inspired to write it way back in 2014, and because I never an author and never even knew anything about writing a book, it took me a few years to finally just self-publish it and get it up there on Kindle, in the
Hmm.
Kindle version. And people can always get a free Kindle app from Amazon if they aren't interested in buying a book. But I had so many friends along the way that kept saying, Suzanne, you should get it out in paperback. I like holding a book. And
Hmm.
so then over the next couple of years, other things, I started exploring more about life. I had a beautiful niece, she was 35, who committed suicide. And then I
Okay.
had the experience of a cute little, darling little 7-month-old great great grandnephew die suddenly of SIDS. And
Okay.
you begin wondering, what
Yes.
is life all about? What is consciousness? Why do good things happen? I mean, bad things happen to good people. This just doesn't make sense. It's always been a question I love digging into more deeply. And so when I kept researching more about consciousness life and what life is all about, that's when I thought, okay, this year 2018, now we're in 2019, but back last year is when I knew I wanted to revise my book,
Hmm.
add some new information to help people take some maybe other things out of there that I think I could have written with more clarity, and just revise it. And so then I revised my book, and now I'm really proud to say I am able to hold my book in my hand and have a nice paperback that people who like holding a book
Yeah.
can enjoy. And so we just completed the final. It's up there now, the revised version. But just like anything, when you're self-publishing, you order the first book and you go, oh, there's a couple little errors there, little typos there,
Hey,
and
I get
I
it.
got
It's
yeah,
like, do you ever really finish? You know what I mean?
I
We
know.
try to get it to a certain point and
It'll
it's
we do, and
perfect.
then we have to finally say, yeah, it's fine, it's good the way it is, and I'm okay with that. And this is the final little things that I did, that we're really excited to get it up there in that final beautiful version. Then I say, okay, I'm done with it. And then really, when I got done with that, then I woke up one morning and was drawn to the computer, and I wrote this poem, which might lead into my next book, and it's about. I'd be happy to read it if you want. It's pretty short.
Sure.
It's called the Thread. And this is what just came to me, and I thought, oh, this is a good topic for the next book I write.
Hmm.
There is an invisible thread that ties us all together, one that we're not taught about. It
Mm.
gently weaves its way through humanity with every beat of our heart. The invisible thread that connects us all pulses out with each beat of our heart. It ensures us all, one soul at a time, that it's our choice that keeps us apart. This thread is unbreakable, and it never gives up as it permeates and connects each soul in need. It's patiently waiting for us to reach out and accept its warmth and beauty indeed. What is this thread that joins each soul with unending strength from above? It's the one ingredient found in everything wanted. It's that one beautiful energy we call love.
Mm, I love that. That is beautiful.
And I thought, love, isn't that what we all want? I mean, we
Mhm.
want to be feeling the true gift of unconditional love, joy, and
Absolutely.
peace. And when you have that, there's freedom to be you, to be authentic, to step into your own true life of joy. And really, that's why I wrote the book, Stepping into a Life of Joy, because
Mhm.
we each have a journey. And until we really want to experience and find out what happiness is all about, we keep exploring and having painful experiences. And will I continue to have experiences that catch my eye and maybe seem a little difficult? Yes, because what happens as we go through life, when we take our journey, and when we're younger, we have these big boulders that fall into our path, and we go, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? This seems like the worst thing happened, or maybe I can just skirt around it and ignore it for a while, and then the boulder hits again. And as we move through life, we become more aware that there's things we want to understand more clearly. And then these boulders become pebbles, because once you understand how the universe works and this beautiful, powerful, naturally occurring law of attraction and our thoughts setting the foundation, then we can just sweep those boulders, those little pebbles away much more easily, because now we've found a new way to look at everything. And perspective is everything.
It
The way
is.
you choose to look at everything either empowers you or disempowers you. It either makes you feel horrible or it makes you feel better. And I'm all for feeling better on our journey.
Absolutely. And it's amazing. The more we awaken, the more we change our perspective. And even if we are going through something, we try to find the lesson in it and, you know,
Yes.
do what we can to make the best of it wherever we are. It's the most important thing.
It is, and to keep on knowing that everything that we go through is an opportunity for. It's like I like to think of it as a clarifying moment. So whatever it is, no matter how painful it might seem at the time, it is providing us clarity, learning about who we really are, and what we really want to be in this life, and how we want to move from that experience forward. And clarity is a great feeling, because until you have some contrast, black, white, cold, warm,
Right?
you don't know what you want. So we
It's
want to
true.
have all kinds of experiences in life that provide us clarity, so we become more of in alignment with who we really are, so we can live authentically. That's a great feeling, to
It
be who you
is.
really are.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for coming back on and
Yes.
sharing your great
Yeah.
wisdom, your experience, and knowledge. If you'd like to connect with
Thank you.
Suzanne, you're welcome. If you'd like to connect with Suzanne, her website again is personalsuccessprograms.com. If you would like to go back and check out our previous talk show segments here on YouTube, just go to our channel, Awakening with Katina Love, and we've done 5 other segments using the law of attraction to manifest your dreams. You are creating your own story, trusting your inner guidance, who and what source energy is, manifesting your perfect relationship. That was fun. All those are fun,
Yes.
but that one was really fun.
That was a fun one. And that's, it's probably one of my favorite topics, since it's why I wrote the book. When I finally manifested my ideal partner, Kevin, and we open this company and help other people become enlightened, and it's just been an amazing journey, and we continue to keep exploring ways we can help humanity and other people. And you just interviewed Kevin, so all
Yeah.
that information's on there too. But one of the things I just do want to remind anyone who's
Hmm.
looking for a professional speaker, someone who can, if they want to my favorite topics are how to relieve stress in this chaotic world, mindfulness, meditation, law of attraction, improving relationships, like we just said, and connecting with your inner guidance. Those are topics I love talking about. So anyone searching for new speakers, please reach out.
Awesome. And your book can be purchased on Amazon?
It definitely can. In fact, a simple way to just even read more about it is to go to, since I'm married to a wonderful IT tech man, stepping into a life. Yeah, he made it easy. Stepping into a lifeofjoy.com, stepping into a lifeofjoy.com, and that'll take you right there to Amazon and the page.
Beautiful. It's been a pleasure once again, Suzanne. Thank you for coming back on.
Well, it's been my pleasure. We co-create together really well, so I admire you and love chatting with you, and I'm happy to come back on anytime.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. Namaste.